Hello, US 101 history class. Welcome to week 7. You had to do an exam paper and one on the War of 1812, and so this was a busy week, a little bit tough. This upcoming week, you will see that your workload is much less. So I hope that you can take some relief in that, but I hope that you continue to still keep a serious engagement with the material that we're covering when it comes to the reading and when it comes to our discussions. And I'm only going to mention a few things. So first of all, I just want to say, continue to contact me if you're having issues with anything. I have some students that weren't sure why they weren't getting the grades that they wanted. I was able to help them with that. One student mentioned that they felt there was something wrong about the way I graded, and actually there was a mistake on my part, and that was fixed. So I always want to encourage you to be proactive with your grade. We're all humans here and we can make mistakes, and so I always want to make sure that you get the work that you deserve. I just got to say also that some students I have dealt with that are getting desperate and doing things like posting material that is bluntly plagiarized. And that has its own set of consequences and issues, and you don't want to go through that or feel embarrassed about that and face the consequences of that. So when you're having a hard time, what I want you to do is to just contact me and have that discussion as opposed to get desperate and make a choice that's not the best for you. I don't want to put anybody on blast for that. I'm not out to humiliate anybody. I just want to collectively help everyone succeed and make the best choices when you're getting desperate because of time factors, okay? So it's better to get a 0, but if anybody, you just need to realize contacting me really does help you out, okay? I will work with you on getting to where you need to go. If you're showing that you're, going out of your way to contact me and not just disappearing for a while, right? So, having said that, tomorrow, I'm making this video Sunday evening on October 9th, and tomorrow is our October 10th. Maybe when you watch this video, it's already Columbus Day. We've already covered Columbus in this class in the beginning, and you definitely see the Columbus that Howard Zen presented for us with some primary text. You can think about the Columbus that you learned about on Columbus Day, when you were a kid in school, most likely. And so, where are we at with this now? Well, I am just going to say that my response is this video that I'm posting from indigenous musicians and on the topic of Columbus Day. And I think the video speaks for itself in terms of even to the way that this situation still presents itself for indigenous communities here and beyond. When I was in Portland for almost a decade, for the first time in my life, I made friends with people that actually were still affiliated with tribes and reservations and could speak their tribe's language and were still connected to the culture. And it became more apparent to me, beyond just the intellectual understanding of history, of the fact that people lived here before us and the situation that they had to deal with, which we're reading about in pockets of our history, because the entire Western expansion is a byproduct of their demise. And so I had these conversations with some of my friends there and their thoughts about America and us. I mean, we're all friends, but it's a different understanding about what America's legacy is in terms of the United States government and this history that we're learning here, right? So I just want us to be mindful of that. Take it with what you will, or for what you will. I can't even articulate myself this evening. It's been a long day. But here's another thing I'll just add, because you've noticed that I keep trying to incorporate world history in with our American history, and something that I forgot to mention or maybe I did, the first week. In 1492, when Columbus sailed the ocean blue, Ferdinand and Isabella in Spain also kicked out every Muslim and every Jew. So when he did that, it literally was the reconquest of the Iberian Peninsula. Catholic Spain kicked out and expelled Muslims or Jewish people that did not convert by force, that wouldn't give up their religion and culture. And that was that's a part of Spanish history which we could go into. But I think it's a very sobering thing to focus on in context of the fact that Columbus does really represent expulsion and beyond even just what he actually felt and did. The legacy of Columbus is tied to a lot of controversy and a lot of negative effects for different communities in different parts of the world. And I think that that's something also that we need to keep in mind. So, having said that, I hope you all are having have had a great weekend. We'll be having a good week, and let's keep in touch if you have any questions or issues. And I always want to also just encourage you that even if you don't feel comfortable in the discussions or whatever, because we are dealing with so many sensitive topics, if you have an issue of anything that I said for any reason on anything, I would really ask you to please always contact me so that we can have a really good dialogue and discussion about it. Okay, that's it, and we'll be in touch.